thing I want to talk about tonight is that I've observed that being healthy is hard. And what I mean by that is when I talk about health, I'm thinking it at, if there's levels 1 to 10, and 1 is absolutely no idea, full neglect, eating Happy Meals, burgers, takeaway every night. 10 is like optimum, prime, you're organic only, no gluten, no dairy, getting all your nutrients, all your high proteins, you're eating your macros, you're at a 10. So 1 and 10. And I would say generally how I operate when I'm at home, I'm probably like a 6. But when I say it's hard to be healthy out here, what I'm referring to is recognizing that the majority of the food, although it's very, well, I wouldn't say very, although it's tasty and the huge thing, so don't mistake this notion for me not being grateful, because I'm super grateful. I don't have to cook, I don't have to clean, it's all prepared for me, I don't have to pay for it. I'm so grateful for that. But I have observed that it's actually hard to be health conscious, and someone who is at a 6, I would say that when I'm out here, my level probably drops to a 4, maybe a 3, and I'm potentially hyper aware of that, which impacts me in some way, shape or form. But I think what I have recognized is, although it's hard, you can still do things that make it more effective. And one thing that I use, and it's recommended by my naturopath, I'm not sponsored by these guys at all, but hey, if you want to sponsor, it's cool. It's called Top Up. It's certified organic, pre and probiotic, plant-based, scientific formula, men's superfood. So this pretty much gives me my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, and all that jazz, which is absolutely fantastic. And I've been having that a lot. And I have that every day with some zinc and some other supplements as well, but I've actually ran out of a few of them. But with that, it actually makes me remember the journey I've been on with my health over the last 5 or 6 years. And when I left the mining industry, I have spoken about this a lot. My testosterone levels were at a all-time low. The doctor, the specialist who sees people with testosterone issues all day, said that my score, which was 1.7 out of 27, good range is somewhere between 14 and 18. Mine was at 1.7, and she said, I haven't seen someone your age with this low testosterone ever. And that really scared me. And so I went on a really long, deep, continuous journey that I'm still on right now to really understand health, understand my body, understand physiologically what's happening, what hormones are responsible for, what hormones do, how to amplify them, how to produce more of them, and how your body can naturally repair itself. Because I was probably like most people, and especially like most people out here, I had no idea. I was unconsciously incompetent. And that's not my fault, but it's my responsibility. And so if there's a message you can take away from that, it's that your health is your responsibility. And the same way it's my responsibility out here. And it's tough. It's hard to be healthy. Even at home, it's hard to be healthy. But considering that meals are provided, food is catered for, being health conscious, and certainly if you had allergies of gluten intolerance, dairy intolerances, or lactose, it would be, or vegetarian, it would be quite challenging to consume and eat foods that are necessary for you out in this environment. But it takes me to another thing that I love to talk about, which is what we call our health house. And the concept around the health house is that if you had one house for your entire life, when you were 15, you're given the keys to your house that you love, you cherish, you want to be in for the rest of your life, how would you treat that house? Would you neglect it? Would you draw all over the walls? If you got a leak, would you just let it run? If you put a hole in the wall, would you patch it up? If your roof was leaking, or if you had an electrical fault or your lights were faulty, what would you do? Would you repair them? Or how long would you let them sit before you did repair them? Well, the reason we call it the health house is because your body is your only house that you ever get to live in for your entire life. So it's your fucking responsibility to take the utmost care of it. And how can you do that? Well, at Evocative, we think about 3, 4, 5, 6 different pillars of health, and we actually made an acronym for the word health. So H is hydration. And there's a number of different studies and stories and marketing and all sorts of stuff around hydration and the requirements. I like to say 3 liters a day Some people say 2.4, some studies say 2.4, 2, some say 12 glasses. I like 3, and the reason I like 3 is because I've come to learn that our body is obviously made up of about 70% water, give or take, depending on what study you look at, but it's responsible for so many cellular actions inside of our body. So it's responsible for producing melatonin, it's responsible for detoxing our liver, our kidney, and I think it's super important to be aware of hydration and how it can help. So hydration is the main one. Also in there is coffee, alcohol, and those kind of things to consider, and certainly soft drink, just reducing the shit out of that. The second one, so H is hydration, E is eat. What do you eat? What food are you consuming? Out here, as I said, I'm about a 3 out of 10 on that scale that I was talking about at the start. But eat is really about the fuel that you put in your body. Are you getting good amounts of protein? There's so much literature now that supports the notion that a high protein diet is essential for longevity because it's the building blocks of our body. Just like the bricks of your home are the building blocks of your house, your protein and the food that you eat is also the building blocks. A is activities, or your exercise. What are you doing daily to help you feel better, build muscle, build energy, work your cardiovascular system? My days are pretty long out here, which is a big change for me. I'm still managing to get a lot of my runs in, which is great. Obviously they're not as long as normal. A Sunday long run just doesn't work out here, but I've been doing a bunch of push-ups every day, 100 push-ups, sometimes some body squats, and been really loving that. So find something that works for you. And I've also been throwing in some cold showers, but I'm going to talk about that at the end. So H-E-A-L. L is lay down, your sleep, your rest, your time to rejuvenate. Obviously out here, again, it's challenging. You work 12, 13, 14-hour days. You've really only got 12 hours. Well, by the time you eat, by the time you wake up, by the time you travel to work, you really only have 7, 8, maybe 9 hours if you're lucky to rest. And in that time, you've got to call your family, connect with them, have some downtime. If you're doing exercise and all that jazz. So it is a challenge, but one thing I've been trying to do and haven't been great at, but is my 8:30 consistent bedtime. That's saying a good sleep starts in the morning or the night after, the night prior. So I've been doing that. I've got my lavender out here. I've got my sleep mask. I've still writing in my gratitude at the end of every night and my wins for tomorrow. So that helps me. That works for me. If you want to learn some tips, we got a 7-step sheet, 7-step process that you can utilize. It's from Olivia Arizalo, Australia's sleep expert. You can access that. Just comment below sleep and we'll send you that. So that takes us to H-E-A-L-T. T is together. And too often we forget about social connection. One thing that is a big challenge for people working in the mining industry, and I'm certainly recognizing it as well, is because time is limited and most sites you're not allowed your phone during the day, it's hard to create connection. But what you can do is work hard on nourishing the relationships that you do have at work. And if you're unfortunate or in a predicament where you don't have anyone at work that you're connecting with or trusting, or you bounce around like I used to and you are by yourself a lot, I want to encourage you to connect with someone new. Ask them a question. One thing I've observed since being out here is I ask a lot of questions, curious questions. I'm interested in people. Be interested and people will find you interesting. So ask better questions of the people that you're hanging around with and you'll get to have some better connection, which is the T, togetherness. And that helps to release oxytocin, and that's our love hormone, and our togetherness hormone, and it just helps us to feel more calm and more safe, and it reduces our cortisol levels. And the last one is H, which is heal, and that is one that is all about your rest and recovery. So specifically what I like to refer to when I'm thinking about healing is your breath works, your cold showers. If you've got a chance, you can do yoga, some meditation, some things that are really calming. And it's funny, I was actually chatting to one of the guys out here, Lloyd, who I work with, and he's like, have you ever done any breathwork stuff? And I started to talk about my experiences and what I've done. He's like, oh shit, I didn't realize you could use your breath for so many things. That sounds fucking awesome. And so what I want to encourage you to do is jump on YouTube. If you want more energy, type in breathwork activity for more energy. If you want more focus, write in breathwork for focus. If you want to go to sleep, breathwork for going to sleep. If you have breathwork for digestive issues, whatever challenge you have or solution you want, just type breathwork in front of it. watch the video, play full out, have fun with it. Don't take yourself too serious. It's okay. You're not going to end up being a monk on the side of a mountain, bro. Just give it a crack. And if you don't feel different, I will be absolutely blown away. So that's the health acronym. Hydration, what you eat, the activities that you do to move your body, laying down, which is your sleep, togetherness, which is the people you hang around, and healing, which is you giving your body a chance to recover effectively. And it is the coolest thing to see how far my body has come. The holes, the patches, the leaks that my body had through the years of stress and neglect from working 14, 18-hour days, drinking on my days on, doing drugs on my day off. It's absolutely incredible to see my body transform and rebuild itself. Yes, it's taken me 5 hard, consistent years, but I'm so much better. And as I say a lot, there's no such thing as perfect. There's such thing as progress. And if you're looking for perfect, the perfect time to start investing in your health house was yesterday. So take this as a message, as an oath, as a kick up the arse to start doing something about your health. I don't care what it is. Pick one of those letters from the health house acronym and do that. And be consistent, be patient, but stay in it. So that's the end of this episode. It's been a fun one. I've loved talking about health. It's my favorite topic. I'm actually not going home this swing. I'm actually heading to another site tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that and seeing new places, seeing some new people, and having a bunch of fun. So I'll see you on the other side of this session. But for now, peace.